Hey guys, this is Chris and Jim. We're here to break down the trailer for Jurassic World.
And holy cow, what a trailer, Chris.
Very exciting.
Here's our first look at our young protagonist of the movie. Let's just scroll forward here a little bit. This little boy, look up, kid, okay, is Ty Simpkins, and he was the little kid from Iron Man 3 and the star of the little kid from the two Insidious movies.
Great in Iron Man 3. I don't always love kids in movies, but he was good in that
one. This is the sulky teenage brother, I'm sure. And what I want to point out about this is that I think he's going to represent sort of the idea that director Colin Trevorrow said that he had for the movie, which was people are just sort of over it now.
Tuned out.
Jurassic World is, this big international theme park, but that, kids are going there and just texting, on their phones, tuning it out with a giant dinosaur and plexiglass behind them. So I have a feeling we're going to see that.
You won't be texting soon, kid.
Now, who's this one right here on the left?
That's Judy Greer, and then the fellow in the back used to be on The Office.
Yeah, now Judy Greer is also in the Planet of the Apes movies, the last one, and the writers of the two new Planet of the Apes movies have actually worked on this. Legendary. This is their first time at bat here with the Jurassic Park movies, and of course they did Godzilla, Pacific Rim, and the Nolan Batman movies.
Yeah, so no slouch there.
Yeah.
This is you see right here on the boat. It says Isla Nublar. That was Nublar. That was obviously the name of the original Jurassic Park island. This is also the yacht that we take to IGN functions.
Yeah, this is pretty much that's the Catalina wine mixer from Step
And that they shot some of this, especially the outside stuff in Waipio in Hawaii. Which they've shot some of the old Jurassic Parks in.
Here's our first of the many callbacks to the original movie. Of course, the great gate scene in the original. Welcome to Jurassic World.
It's also similar to how the ride starts at Universal. And this looks like...
Speaking of which...
This looks almost exactly like Universal Orlando. I believe they even maybe shot it there.
Let's see, coming up here. Now, here's another callback. Remember the Stampede in the original movie with Alan Grant and the kids? Well, I have a theory. Now, these weren't threatening dinosaurs to begin with, but nobody's behind an enclosure there. I have a theory that maybe some of the more threatening elements of the dinosaurs have been bred out of them or genetically engineered out of them to make them less threatening to humans.
That's handled just like a safari, as is this. You're letting humans in with the animals, and what could possibly go wrong there?
I know. Well, this reminds me also of the Jungle Cruise.
Now, this is obviously there's several attractions at this park. This is a gyrosphere. You see people lining up
you'll
for
see
it.
You'll see the ball there on the left, the kind of the glass orb that you're going to be going around the island. And now, one of the notes that director Colin Trevorrow said in past interviews is that people are kind of over Jurassic Park, so they need to do something that's going to make it a new experience for people.
I don't know how you could be over this, by the way.
I know.
It's still amazing to see Brontosaurus or Allosauruses. Or those aren't Allosauruses. Did you see there's that awesome elevated train now?
Yeah, the monorail
going over water, which we didn't see much water in the last Jurassic Parks.
But that basically, in order to we'll get to this in a second. In order to make things more appealing to people, the mandate is we have to make a dinosaur that's bigger, scarier, cooler, more teeth, and that leads to some bad experiments. Now, okay, here's a great white shark. Gee, who made that first? The first Jurassic Park. Steven Spielberg of Jaws fame.
Definitely a lot of Spielberg callouts in this, and this is just amazing.
Oh my God!
So good. Anytime a great white becomes a minnow.
Yeah.
And then you can see the sort of everybody on their cell phones.
Everybody on their phones. Yeah, that's a great little modern touch.
They're not going to be too happy about it in a second here because.
Yeah, but also too all the stuff in SeaWorld that all your $500 phones just get ruined. But all the kind of the SeaWorld backlash, it is kind of interesting to see them kind of.
Now that's Bryce Dallas Howard. Here's another callback to Mosquito and Amber. That's where it all started, obviously.
Yep. Let's see here.
Which scientists have proven could not have happened.
Hey, look, it happens in the movie, so that's good enough for us. Okay, now here, of course, some dino eggs, but you see this is basically like they're farming these things.
Yeah, you see, like there's those structures in the back look like incubators or something.
Right.
So they might just be the one in the foreground has its lid open. Oh yeah, it's opening as the shot starts.
You know, I was a preemie, so I'd like to think this was me way back in the day.
Baby T-Rex Jim.
That's me. Okay, now here's our first good shot at Bryce Dallas Howard. As the sort of the scientist of the island, and she apparently is also the Dr. Frankenstein in a way, because they have, like I said, they genetically engineered a dinosaur using, according to some reports, DNA from other creatures. In the first movie they did frogs, but this one apparently they wanted to create something that had, and here's a very alien kind of nod here, but the camouflage abilities of cuttlefish, the ferocity of a T-Rex, and there's our first look at Chris Pratt, the intelligence of raptors, and according to some reports, a snake-like jaw.
Ooh.
Now, you'll notice his vest and everything here. That's kind of a nod to Muldoon in the first movie. I guess if you work at the island, you have to wear a vest.
You got a lot of stuff that you're carrying around, so you'll see it in more detail later, and you'll see this later as well.
So clearly, our first sign that the fit has hit the shan here at Jurassic World, a 40-foot wall.
You don't want to see this. This is not, when you wake up and go to Jurassic World, that's not what you want to see. Notice the bones.
They've clearly had lunch on something there. And it's gotten loose.
And of course, Chris Pratt seems like the voice of reason in this movie, the one who's saying, "Yay, we can't do this. This is not a good idea."
Close the island. Now, let's see here.
Oh, up at the top, you can see it says restricted area.
Yeah.
That could be, the old. If this is a similar island or the same island, this could be where the old Jurassic Park was.
And also look at the little dinosaur toys on the guy's workspace. It reminds me of the IGN office.
Yeah, definitely.
And clearly, the gyrosphere wasn't built for that.
Wasn't built to get attacked, and so you'll see. Obviously, that's a tooth. And then you switch shots here, and he's got a little GPS on his wrist there, but he's holding some kind of piece of meat too.
Yeah, and there's blood drops in that. If you just
a little blood
that's really
splatter.
disgusting. I'm glad we're getting pizza for lunch. That's really turns me. Now we're thinking this is the private security in the island.
ACU. What's your theory on what that stands for?
ACU stands for all chewed up. So I think he's dead meat.
Yeah, he's not going to make it.
Again, he's very much like the Bob Peck character in the original movie. He's got the gun and all the gear. Now, the way that's cut, we thought at first, is that them jumping in? But no, those are the two boys. We're thinking they escaped from the gyrosphere that got attacked.
Yeah.
And they're, jumping into water in Isla Nublar is probably not a smart idea considering we have things that eat sharks.
No, we're thinking another theory that we kind of have is that it's really the mutated dinosaur that's the threat in this movie, and that's the one who's wreaking the most havoc. And like even some of the other species that we have seen before might not be as dangerous this time.
Yeah, and then here we think this might be the point of view of we've seen on his uniform. He's got a little camera, so
we'll
that's
see that later on.
Yeah. Let's go.
It's either him or it could be somebody else who has a similar camera. This is the exact same enclosure that you saw before where they were examining. Right. You saw the bones and stuff.
Now, here's the interesting part. Look at the front claws coming down. All right. Those aren't T-Rex hands, people. Those are some...
Unless he's really bent over, those are much longer arms than we're used to seeing on T-Rex, and it would make sense if this is like, would you call it a Frankenstore?
Yeah, the Frankenstore. I mean, it's... There were images of it leaked recently of Lego toys, and it was white colored with like some bluish gray spots all over. It had red eyes. So basically, like if you've run out of threatening dinosaurs, you need to do something new. Well, you better invent a new one. And what better way to sell toys, too?
Exactly.
I got to get the... And we think it's called a D-Rex.
A D-Rex, yeah. So no reason why.
No, here's another callback to the original movie. Remember Jeff Goldblum with the flare?
Oh, yeah.
Here's Bryce.
She looks like Jill Valentine in that shot.
She does, kind of. And I think we need to point out that poor Bryce Dallas Howard, hopefully this is the franchise that'll finally stick for her. She was in Spider-Man 3. Yeah. That ended that. She was in Terminator Salvation. So
that ended that
hopefully
one.
this is the third time's a charm here. Now here,
this is a shot like it's a similar shot to like Orlando, Universal Orlando. You can see the amber on the left hand side.
That's
some kind of display
touch.
There, and then dinosaur bones up in the right
corner. And we think
there.
just because it's doing this swooping shot doesn't mean there's like a pterodactyl or something coming after them. We think it's just sort of meant to be.
I think it's point of view actually of the dinosaur, and the dinosaur is just really tall. And it's kind of shades of the second Jurassic Park where they bring the dinosaur back.
Yeah. Okay.
Margaritaville.
The Margaritaville, the Jimmy Buffett restaurant is at Jurassic World, and then you have Jurassic Traders. It's such a great commentary on the very stuff that this movie and this franchise is going to do, which
go back a little bit there.
Commercialize all this.
Okay, and then you can see as you go forward here in the upper right-hand corner, this is an international park. All these banners are in different languages, different alphabets.
Yeah.
So I think there are people from all over the world coming here.
Yeah.
She's saying run.
Yep.
You gotta say run.
You gotta love the little cutesy cartoon dinosaur in the background. I can't quite read what he's thinking.
He's either thinking, I'm dumb or I'm dead.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking.
But I think he's very much alive.
And then you see, I think those are the shadows of the ridges going across his
yeah, you see it really
face
right here.
Because that's, oh, God. Colin Trevorrow's done such a great job of capturing the spirit of Spielberg's original.
And now, this is interesting. Here come all the raptors. We don't know what lets them out of the cage, obviously. But
I don't think it's like dog racing.
Now, you see the camera here that we were hinting at before. Like, we're thinking that people who are in the park, maybe multiple people have that. So that not necessarily Pratt in that shot before, but these guys don't even care about him.
Yeah, they're not even looking at him. They're getting the hell out of there.
They're running
look
away
at him
from
like,
something
bro,
bigger.
go faster.
So I think it truly is that the D-Rex is the big threat here, and I cannot be more excited for this movie.
Neither can I. Guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.